Let's move on to the types of virtual assistants. Okay, general virtual assistants, executive assistants. What are these folks doing? They're doing multiple repetitive tasks like inbox calendar management, talking to the clients, double checking PowerPoints, proofreading, appointment setting. I've hired so many BPO professionals and executives, and they have transitioned successfully with these types of roles. Financial assistants, bookkeepers, those that I've hired came from being a bank teller, being a cashier, and then now they are successful at becoming a virtual assistant because of those experiences that they had. Because a lot of clients are looking for bookkeepers online, financial assistants online, right? Appointment setters, those who came from BPO, they're good at that. Customer support, medical transcription and coding, project managers or BDM, e-commerce virtual assistants. Does that mean they're taking orders online? They're responding to reviews, content creation, graphic design, video editing. These are the creative folks as the world content creation virtual assistant as the word describes to you. You need to be creative to become like that. Technical virtual assistants as well are those who are troubleshooting technical issues that cannot be solved by the CEOs. They set up automations. They build websites. Those are the kinds. And there's just a lot more, guys. In becoming a virtual assistant, the kinds of tasks and the type of VA that you can become is actually, it's actually your responsibility to go ahead and create your own role. You can become somebody who writes SOPs one day and then 2 months later, you're going to be a client success manager. 3 months later, you're the one calling the shots. It's up to you on how you go as a virtual assistant. Okay. And then when you're a virtual assistant, you're entering a contract, which is called independent contractor agreement. Okay. Independent contractor agreement is a document that outlines the terms and conditions of your engagement with your client. I can provide you with a reference or a sample later on so that you can read through it, so that you know exactly what you're getting into. It will highlight to you that you are managing your own benefits, your own invoice, your results. They would demand results. If you're unable to provide the outcome expected, you will not be paid for it. This is an agreement between the virtual assistant and the client. Okay. Going back to what I've said earlier, being a virtual assistant or a freelancer is like running your own small business. And the services that you provide is what you provide so that they know, is running your own business with the services that you provide, rather. So that's how it is. To become a virtual assistant, you need to be entrepreneurial, right? You need to be able to think that your client's business is actually your own business. If you have that mindset, you will be successful in this industry. Okay. It's just a lot to talk about. I hope I can remember all the things that I prepared for you so that we can talk about this in detail. But you know what? I remember 8 years ago when I started as a virtual assistant, my first job was to be an assistant to the director. I was the right hand of that director, a lovely woman from Australia. I was writing SOPs for her, flow charts, diagrams. I've written hundreds of them in just a few months. And that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm passionate about. That's why I gave up that career that I already built. Yeah, because I was looking at the job description and I was looking at myself. in the mirror while I am looking at that. And so I entered into that independent contractor agreement and I read it all. I've read the fine print. Yeah. Oh, and behold, like after a few months, she resigned and I actually became her replacement. I became the client success director and I was the one talking to clients for 45 minutes each. Every time a client signs up and pays $3,000 times 12 months of coaching from my CEO, I will be the one to show them around, accept them in our community, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about their accountability, what they need to do, and what happens if they don't attend their coaching sessions. I explained to them what happens during retreats in Australia because we had retreats every 3 months. And that was my responsibility during that time. Yeah. So be intentional. When you apply for jobs, look for something that, look through the job description and see if you're looking at yourself. Do a self-assessment, which I'm going to be talking in detail later on self-assessment. Assess yourself whether you're right fit for the role, okay? What you're passionate about, and then read that independent contractor agreement. I'm going to be sending you a reference for you to understand what that is.